Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Wakar and the Heavenly Father. The true name is Yahweh, and His unbegotten Son, Ba'Shem, in the name of Hamashiach Yahweh. Those are the true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew of the Lashkadash, the Holy Tongue, and I say Barakatham to the elders and apostles. Akim, Akwa, from I say Shalom, and this is another sit down lesson, another quick sit down lesson, number 3, as of April the 14th, 2026, which is Tuesday night. So the title of the sit down lesson is going to be 2nd Esdras and verse 13 from the Apocryphal books of the Holy Scriptures. And this is the book of 2nd Esdras and verse 13. It says, and therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whom the word is created. Right, because you're going to have a lot of scoffers and scorners of Israelites and all other nations as well, too. So as we continue to fish for the elect, we're going to fish for the remnant as well, too, when we out there on the highways ahead as a chief place of concourse. So as the prophet Esrdas has mentioned, we're not going to inquire how the ungodly should be punished, but inquire how the righteous should be saved, whom the word is created. So the prophet Esdras mentioned to the Israelites, don't worry about how the ungodly should be punished, but inquire how the righteous should be saved, whom the word is created. And that's reference to Zechariah the 13th chapter as well too. Salakia. Because at the end of the day, we out there for the remnant of the elect, because we want to be part of the remnant. We want to be part of the hopeful elect. We endure all things for the elect's sake. So we're not going to inquire how the ungodly should be punished, but we're going to inquire how the righteous should be saved, when the word is created. Like-minded brothers and sisters that trust the ways of the Heavenly Father, His unbegotten Son, Hamashiach Yahweh, and the elders and apostles were Akim. And this is because we want to be part of that 1/3 remnant. And this is Zechariah. It's the book of Zechariah, chapter 13 and verse 9. It says, and I will bring them, Zechariah 13 verse 8. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day. It says, and it shall come to pass that all the land saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off in die, but the 3rd part shall be left therein. So we want to be part of that 1/3 remnant, but the 2/3 is unfortunately not going to make it. So that's why it's very important why the Heavenly Father still got His arms still stretched out still for us to return back unto Him. So even though at the end of the day, like it says in the book of Isaiah, the 11th chapter, He's coming back for the remnant of His people, Israelites. So we want to be part of that 1/3 and be part of that remnant and hopefully out of Raza Yahweh. This is Zechariah 13 verse 9. It says, and I will bring them through the 3rd part, through the fire, which is refined them as silver is refined. I will try them as gold is tried, and they shall call on my name, right, Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And I will hear them, and I will say, is my people. And they shall say, Yahweh is my power, right, Yahweh is our power. Was that in the book of Isaiah, the 47th chapter, that the northern kingdom and southern kingdom weeping and seeking Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai. And that's what we're doing these times, seeking the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, His unbegotten Son, Hamashiach Yahweh. And that's the Heavenly Father, as the prophet Esdras mentioned us as being servants and prophets of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai. Do not inquire how the ungodly should be punished, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whom the word is created. Get back to that 2nd Esdras. 2nd Esdras. In verse 13, then I'll close it up. 2nd Esdras and verse 13. And therefore be not curious on the God. It says, therefore be not curious how the ungodly should be punished, but inquire how the righteous should be saved, whom the word is created. Right, so we're going to continue to inquire how the righteous should be saved, whom the word is created, and we're not going to inquire how the ungodly should be punished, because evil men seduce us, wax worse and worse, deceive and being deceived. Evil men was that hearts in what's that, Genesis 6 verse 5. Evil was going to continue the hearts of men. But you got the Israelites that's in that mindset with that evilness that evilness mindset continuously, So that's why it makes perfect sense. We're not going to inquire how the ungodly should be punished, but inquire how the righteous should be saved, whom the world is created. Therefore, be thou not curious how the ungodly should be punished. So we want to be part of the righteous and be part of the just. Like it says in Proverbs, the third chapter, to the best of our ability, I don't rise like how will. It says, therefore, be thou not curious how the ungodly should be punished, but inquire how the righteous should be saved, whom the word is created. So we want to be part of the righteous and we want to be part of the just. So we're going to inquire how the righteous should be saved, whom the word is created. So we want to be preserved in said perils. So we should be able to escape by our works and by faith, I believe. And then we want to be preserved in said perils, especially, the times about entry into. And that's why the prophet Esrdas mentioned to the Israelites, hey, don't worry about how the ungodly should be punished, but inquire how the righteous should be saved, whom the word is created, and keep it moving. So with that, hopefully this sit down lesson was edifying in second Esdras 9 verse 13. And that was the title of the sit down lesson. So hopefully this was edifying. Sit down lesson number 3 as of April the 14th, 2026 on this Tuesday night. As I mentioned again, this was a quick sit down lesson number 3 as of April 14th, 2026 on this Tuesday night. And the title of the lesson was second Esdras 9 verse 13 from the Apocryphal books of the Holy Scriptures. So we're going to continue to inquire how the righteous should be saved, whom the word is created. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai B'Hashem B'Karkadash, and the Heavenly Father. True name is Yahweh, and His unbegotten Son B'Hashem. In the name of Hamashiach Habashai, those are the true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew of Lashkodash, the Holy Tongue. And I say Barakatham to the elders and apostles, Wa'akim, Wa'akwaf. Till next time, I would say Kum Yasharala in the Bible Ball, Shalom.